So the Senate yesterday were reviewing the possibility of reducing or stopping the continuous payment of tenants. They pay a year to landlords request that tenants pay 1 year in advance or 2 years in advance in some cases. And the bill has passed the first reading and has been debated on the floor. I would like to hear your thoughts on it, because the proposal is that tenants be asked to pay 3 months ahead, after which they will then pay monthly.
This is very similar to the story of NLC asking some pertinent questions before the government makes a life-changing decision.
Right.
And I am in this industry, in real estate, and I would say that the government needs to answer a lot of pertinent questions before they make this decision. The housing sector is largely funded by private individuals who, most of them, spend their entire life saving money to build houses with the hope that this will be their retirement plan, to feed themselves when they can no longer work. Most houses being built are not funded by the government, or the mortgage system in the country isn't working. So private funds are used to provide housing, and then you are regulating how I would manage my resource without you impacting or influencing how I got to that point in the first place is wrong. But let's say the government has the interest of the entire citizenry, and they might feel a few people called landlords are making life difficult for majority people called tenants. I'm a tenant, you know. So from the tenant perspective, it will be convenient for me to pay monthly. But how many people will actually keep to paying that rent monthly? What is this structure on ground? What law is on ground that would ensure the easy eviction of any defaulter?
Nigerians do not have the integrity to pay monthly yet. No, please, I'm talking from a landlord's perspective now. That's 1 year or 2 years that you manage to collect. To collect the subsequent ones is a battle. It's mostly a battle, because people have the mindset that once I can gather this and pay, I don't have any plans. You see them doing things. You see them having naming ceremony and throwing parties and killing cows in the same compound and buying cars in the same compound, and they are not paying their rents. So I would say that we do not have the integrity to maintain this right now. We do not have the system for it. But there was something that caught my attention in the post, which says many landlords did not secure loans to build their houses. They are products of free money they acquire from the system. Yet they make life difficult for poor Nigerians who do not have such privilege of making ill-gotten money from the system and put up structures. So the assumption is that everybody who has a house has gotten the money from an illegal source. I think the government should sit up and do what they need to do.
These are people's investments. If you are not going to secure that investment, don't, legislate upon it.
Yeah.
But I've seen tenants. I also live in a house where I can boast of something. 2 people, different lifestyle. I have one who, even upon the littlest of they will knock and say, I'm owing you this. For security level, this is it.
Pay this. And
I have another one who, just give me 2 months more, 2 different people. So that's why I say you can't use a general rule. So what you do is that, because this is prone to abuse, depending on a person's predisposition to things or their view to life, they might want to abuse. You put checks in place to curb it. So if I take my rent monthly, and you can even allow a tenant decide what they want to do. So a tenant can say, government has legislated that this should be monthly, but I cannot do monthly because I know someone who puts aside every year, and it's until a year that she can take that fund to pay. So allow tenants also decide, make it flexible, but allow them use whatever method works for them. Then put checks in.
We must acknowledge the obvious fact that all our lawmakers are currently not tenants. While they might in Abuja
are you generalizing?
While they might be tenants in Abuja because maybe they are temporarily in Abuja, but most of them own their houses and their landlords.
I would like to make that kind of assumption.
I would say it's a very safe one. I would like
that kind of assumption. Safe generalization.
What I would like is for us to have like this open conversation with tenants. Who, and I'm a tenant, I would not lie about that they would explain where it is pinching them most. You might realize that the annual rent might not be their biggest problem. It might be that all these additional fees they have to pay are their biggest problems, and that might be the one you need to remove.
If they say that everybody should be allowed to pay monthly at their convenience, my question is, are you sure it's not beneficial to the tenant in this situation? Are we looking at it from the eyeglass of the tenant, not the landlord?
I would not like monthly at their convenience. I would like at the end of the month. Because monthly at their convenience, it may not be convenient for me January, it's convenient February, it may not be convenient March, it's convenient April. No. At the end, hold on. At the end of the month, if you guarantee me that there is a system in place that will ensure that everybody pays as at when due, why not? The reason why most people decided to build, I'm not talking about the people who stole money to build now, people who gathered their life savings to build, is because they wanted something they can fall back on.
Yes.
And when it comes monthly, it's very beneficial.
Exactly.
But the reason they started collecting it a year or 2 years is to protect themselves from the Nigerians.
Thank you. So my point is that if, just like we all agree, if I create a system to ensure that you get your monthly, it's beneficial to everybody.
Why
because
not?
You are collecting monthly. I am in America. My father is 80-year-old. He's collecting his rent monthly.
Yeah. I think that the government may not be able to handle this now. We like to take on so much, and then we are drowning, and we're not seeing the impact of what we're supposed to be handling. The government cannot ensure this sort of system where they deduct from source right now. They have issues with their platforms, and they can't. Let them just leave this matter for private people and sort out their people by providing affordable houses. When we have enough affordable houses, and people who have big eye decide to leave that government affordable house to a private property, then you follow the terms for now.